fly, you can reach the other side of the rainbow. It's alright, take a chance, 'cause there is no circumstance that you can't handle when you use your mind. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, keeps you running faster. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom, save the planet from disaster.
Hello and welcome to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I am one of the students, Devon.
I'm the other student, Morg.
I'm the teacher, Dan. And we've got quite a bit of Sonic news to open up with. First of all, it has been announced on Twitter that a sequel to the 2020 Sonic the Hedgehog movie is in development and will be in theaters on April 8th of 2022.
Sonic 2!
The 2 has 2 tails on it. Wonder why. Wild. Crazy.
Very mysterious character might appear. A new Sun Boy has been allowed.
A new Sun Boy.
Yeah.
I liked the first one, except for, the whole Sonic's best friends with a cop thing.
Yeah. Sonic's cop dad. So, there has been a leak. Now, this leak, I will say, all of this stuff is not confirmed. This is all leaks. It might have some grain of truth to it, though. So, I will say these things with the note that this may or may not actually happen. There was also one actual official piece of news, which I'll get to after this. So, Sega of America is going to be in charge of Sonic. They're not a game development studio. They will be called Sonic Studio.
Oh. They're not Sega anymore? Just Sonic Studio?
No, Sega's still around.
Okay.
Wait, let me check this again. So,
Is it just like the American branch of Sega is just being renamed just Sonic?
Okay, so from what I can tell, this is like a sort of the Pokemon Company situation where there's just going to be like a Sonic Studio overseeing just Sonic stuff in general. Like, there's still going to be there'll still be stuff in America and Japan and whatnot, but just like the overseeing of all of it will be done by Sonic Studio.
Okay.
There is going to be a bigger focus on modern Sonic. I think this is a bit of an overcorrection after the wild success of Mania and Mania Adventures.
Yeah, didn't people like Mania a lot? I'm surprised they went in that direction.
Yeah. I think they just want to like mine it for more stuff because, I mean, yeah, there's classic Sonic, but classic Sonic is just like, it's much more limited in scale by design. It's meant to evoke stuff from, like, the 2D era stuff.
We're gonna get another, like, batshit, like, I feel like Sonic, the 3D games, or, like, the modern games, they like to do, like, weird shit with them. Like, that's why there's games like Sonic and the Black Knights, Sonic and the Seven Rings and stuff, Sonic where Hog, whatever it's called, I forget. They do, like, weird shit with it, I don't know.
Yeah. A bunch of weird.
As far as game stuff goes, there's going to be at least one more, like, Sonic collection in the works, like a collection of different Sonic games. The leak suggests things like Sonic Advance, Pocket Adventure, and Sonic R. Pocket Adventure, I guess we'll have to discuss it someday. It's technically either the first or second modern Sonic game because it was, like, right around when Adventure came out, but used, like, the modern Sonic design. Like, it was still a 2D game, but it had that. Sonic R will definitely be talking about it at some point. I think we might do that after we do either Sonic 3 and Knuckles or Knuckles Chaotix. Let's see.
I confused, so before we actually, like, watched for today, I confused Sonic CD and Sonic R, I realized. Because I was like, I thought Sonic CD was a racing game. And then, no, it's not. Sonic R is a racing game.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. There's going to be a new Sonic and Mario Olympics title in development. This is not fully confirmed even by the leaker, but it seems they're probably going to be doing the next time there's a Winter Games. It's a weird situation because, COVID canceled the Summer Games. There was a Sonic game for the Summer Games a year before, in 2019, when people didn't know it would be happening. Let's see, there's going to be at least one new 2D Sonic. Nothing heavily revealed about that. It might be Demps working on it. They made the Sonic Advance games. It's most likely it is going to be featuring a modern cast. So probably going to be something like Sonic Advance or Sonic Rush.
When you say a modern cast, do you mean with, like, the new voice actors? Probably, then? Or what do you mean?
I guess it would mean, like, the modern designs and, like, characters from post Dreamcast.
Gotcha.
Let's see. There's going to be a new 3D Sonic. It is not going to be a boost game, which is the sort of formula they've been using since Sonic Colors. It will be full 3D. It'll feature a spin dash, character upgrades, and there may be more playable characters, but also we don't have any specifics on that one. It will be the first game by the US group. They're calling it Sonic. It looks like they're also calling it Sonic, or it'll be the first thing that Sonic's studio will be in charge of.
And they're calling it Sonic Skyrim.
Yeah. Sonic Skyrim. Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Open world Sonic game.
Sonic Skyrim.
Yeah.
That's why they had to make Sonic...
You see that
They had to make Sonic Studios to deal with the creator of Sonic. No, I'm just kidding. But what if?
Yeah, you see that mountain? You can run to it.
Want to see me do it again?
Yeah, unlike most open world games, it only takes you 2 seconds to get to that mountain that you want to run to. It's the perfect
Sonic
formula.
Breath of the Wild.
Sonic Breath of the Wild.
Sonic may be appearing in a potential new Super Monkey Ball game. Once again, not confirmed, but it is going to be also having its 20th anniversary this year, so maybe. Monkey.
I forgot that was a Sega game.
Monkey.
Yeah, it was by the Yakuza developer.
Oh shit.
Super Sonic Ball.
What if Yakuza was in Super Monkey Ball? What if Kiryu was in a ball?
Yeah.
Think about this.
I would love to see that.
I'm thinking about it.
I know that like Kiryu and Majima were like bonus multiplayer characters in Binary Domain, which was I think the first or second title by Ryoga Gatoku Studios. Like I think it came out between the development of 3 and 4. Also, they suggest that there will be a digital presentation between a few weeks from now and the end of March. If all this happens, that's great, I guess. I'll if that presentation happens, we will be reporting on it. When that all happens. Okay. So yeah, that's what we know of. That's what the leak has stated. There's also one other bit of news which is official, not a leak. Lego will be designing a set based on Sonic Mania that was a design submitted by a fan.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it was
nice.
kind of a thing when like the fans submitted it, Lego like had like people have like this thing for like polling interest in fan designs, and the Sonic one did well enough that they are going through with it.
Oh, okay. Is Sonic gonna be like his own little character? Like, do they have like little humans? Well, you know how
it's
little Lego guys?
it's. Let me pull up the set design. And I'll post it in the chat as well as in the episode description.
Oh, those are cute.
That's cute. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like so it is kind of like a
some like set pieces based on
Sonic, like a how they have human Legos. He's like a little bit more like shaped than I'm used to seeing though. Like he's got that classic Sonic hair, quills, whatever. Yeah. Robotnik's so big.
Yeah, it's
big boy.
It's
because he's a robot.
Yeah, it's got the Death Egg robot, Sonic, a Motobug, some Flickies, and two of the what are they called? The hard-boiled heavies from Sonic Mania.
Love the little loop-de-loops.
Yeah, there's a little loop-de-loop.
One.
A little ramp. Yeah. So
they're cute.
Yeah. So with that news out of the way, let's get into the actual episode content. So this week we well, none of us played, but this week we're discussing Sonic CD. So
We could
a
pretend
bit
we
of
played
background.
it.
Yeah, we could pretend.
Since we watched someone play.
Yeah, I did great at it.
Yeah.
I beat it first try.
Beat it in 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So this game takes place between Sonic 1 and 2, but it was actually developed at the same time as Sonic 2 by Sega of Japan, as opposed to Sonic 2, which was developed by an American team. And it came out later for the Sega CD. The Sega CD was a peripheral that came with the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, where you sort of just like hooked it up to that, and you could like play Sega CD games. It was a CD drive. The Sega CD is like
were Sega games, were they like cartridges originally? Then?
Yeah, like the Genesis, the games on like the Genesis and Mega Drive were all cartridge based, but the Sega CD allowed for like disc based games, which have more space, which was most frequently used for like capturing full motion video and higher quality audio than you could get out of a Genesis sound card or whatever it's called.
Did later Sega systems use CDs? Because I feel like I played one that was a CD. Okay.
Yeah, so
I've only played like one.
yeah,
Sega system.
Yeah, the subsequent full consoles, the Sega Saturn and the Sega Dreamcast, were both disc based.
Oh, okay.
The Sega Saturn came with a cartridge slot, but it was actually designed for like a bit of Sega hardware that never actually got made, so it just does nothing.
Oh.
However, one thing about the Saturn is like you can like people have found like a way to like people have like developed a cartridge for it that basically lets you bypass piracy stuff. It's yeah. But yeah, the Sega CD, its lineup was varying in quality. What wasn't like just like an improved remake of an already existing Genesis game, were the FMV game genre, which were they all involved video footage and bad gameplay, and weird aesthetics. One advantage was like you could do like animation. You could import hand drawn animations, as in with this game.
Yeah, that surprised me. I like did not expect a hand drawn like cutscene at the beginning at all.
And also, a lot of Sega CD games had live action footage. Some of the most notable Sega CD games include Night Trap, a full motion video game that was about like trying to protect a group of teens from evil ninjas using a house full of traps. It was very famous because like there was a lot of controversy among like, I don't know, like some horny or violent thing that was in it, that actually it stirred up enough controversy that the ESRB got established.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whack.
Huh. I guess it kind of already existed for movies anyway, but like still, kind of weird.
Yeah, like, I mean, that and Doom and all of the early to mid 90s was like a period of like people realizing they could do stuff that wasn't so kid friendly with video games. Let's see, there was Sewer Shark. There was Snatcher, or more specifically, the Sega CD port of Snatcher, which is the only version that came to America, which was a game. Snatcher is an adventure game developed by Hideo Kojima between the development
Oh.
of the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid.
Is Snatcher at all like Metal Gear?
A little bit. I would say it's mostly Blade Runner. It's I would describe it as anime Blade Runner.
Oh.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. There's let's see. But yeah, those are just some of the highlight titles of the Sega CD. The game itself, so there's it's a Sonic platformer. It's a bit closer to Sonic 1 than Sonic 2. It's very exploration heavy because like the way you like get this versions of the emeralds, which are the time stones. I believe there's actually 8 time stones. Let me check.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think there are 8 time stones. 7. There's 7. Okay, like it's the normal amount. You either have to like collect the time zones in like a special stage, or you explore the stage itself and like go. Oh wait, I should start earlier. So a big gimmick of this game is time travel.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing that sets it apart from like any other Sonic game, it seems like.
Yeah, you can if Sonic runs past a sign that says future or past, and continues running and builds up enough speed, Sonic can go to a past or future version of the level. So every stage has 4 versions. There's the present version, there's the past version, and then there are 2 future versions. The first future version is the bad future. This is what happens by default. This is what happens if Eggman wins and is able to take over the area. Past versions usually have they have more like prehistoric vibes. They actually use like a more primitive like sound font. Like the present and future have Red Book, but the past are all chiptune.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. The like some past versions are like if it's like an industrial stage, it's like it's still under construction. Uh, in the bad future versions, uh, it's all like rusted and ruined and heavily polluted. But if you are able to go into the past and destroy I think it's like a badnik generator. It's just basically this big machine that you have to explore the level and find. You get the good future version, which has, which the good future I think says something about this game, which is it's not so much an abandonment of technology so much as it is like ecofuturism. Like there's
Yeah.
there's all like there's still
Sonic
machines.
CD understood.
Yeah, it did. Like there's machines around, but they're not harming nature. They're helping support nature, like having fancy like future planters, devices that help like take care of stuff, various forms of like green technology and what have you. Very shiny and white and whatnot.
Yeah. It seemed
Uh
it seems like the person that we were watching got like all the good future stuff. Or like I don't know if I just missed some of the like differences between them or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think this playthrough we picked. Yeah, each stage is divided into 3 acts. In the first 2 acts, you have to get, depending on if you get the good future or not in both acts, the third act will either be good or bad future. So if you get a good future in both acts, you get a good future version of the third act, and vice versa. The in terms of like platforming stuff, Sonic has a spin dash, but it's not like developed in the way that the Sonic 2 spin dash is. It's not very well made at all. However, there's also the Super Peel Out, which is exclusive to CD, which is just, you don't turn into a ball, but Sonic can like run super fast and go in a figure 8. This is done by holding up and the jump button. The special stages in this game are kind of busted, which is why they are optional.
Yeah, they look awful.
They look really bad. They look
Yeah.
so bad.
They look awful.
They tried to make
terrible.
They tried to make like Sonic running along like a 3D plane, but this isn't the SNES. There's no Mode 7. It looks like garbage. It's almost impossible to like get a good idea of how close or far away you are from something. It's a nightmare. You like run around, you have to like destroy these machines. It's not very good.
Are they optional if you're trying to get the good endings?
Yeah, so like you can either destroy the machine and get the you either destroy the machine in each stage, or you get all the time stones. So either or. Yeah.
Did the person do both? Or no, they only did the time. Or they did the bonus stages.
Huh.
They did the bonus stage to flex, and I gotta say, they didn't need to.
Yeah.
Okay, they did it to flex. I was like, did I miss something? I didn't even realize that. Okay.
I actually don't know if they did it to flex, but it is a flex that they actually like went
It
into
is a
that
flex to
awful-looking
me.
stage and
Yeah.
played.
Might as well be.
Sonic shouldn't be in a game where you slide around.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I thought they destroyed something, but maybe that was just in the end. I don't know.
Yeah. So, oh, yeah. So, this game has, like, a fully animated intro and ending. Like, in the CD version, it doesn't look as good as what we used, but it was, like, fully animated. Like, there were later, like, collections of Sonic stuff that included, like, the proper animated version. It is by the same studio that did the Sonic OVA. It looks real good.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Oh, and this is a big thing about Sonic CD. There are 2 different soundtracks. There's the Japanese and European soundtrack, and then there's the American soundtrack. If you've listened to our other like video game discussion episodes, you know that I like to pipe in stuff. I will be using the Japanese soundtrack, but the American soundtrack has some good stuff. Most specifically, though,
the American soundtrack just plays the national anthem on a loop for 1 hour. The entire game.
Yeah, there's Sonic...
Sorry, the one we watched was the American soundtrack, right?
No, the one I linked to you used the Japanese soundtrack, I think. Let me double check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot of voice stuff.
Yeah, it has like a lot of... There's like lots of like sampling because they can do that with that tech.
Yeah.
The boss theme is like work that sucker to death in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I don't know if I heard the American music then.
Yeah, yeah, I decided between the 2 to just go with one that had the Japanese soundtrack. However, I do have a soft spot for the opening theme of the opening and ending theme of the American soundtrack, which is Sonic Boom.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that you linked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The American version has its own soundtrack. Also, another song worth noting from the American soundtrack is the boss theme, which I will pipe in now because it is fucking horrifying. I'm actually just gonna link this in chat so you can hear this.
Why is there evil, dark laughter in this? Why wasn't this in Sonic EXE?
You know, I'm genuinely surprised that
Good
Sonic.exe didn't actually use that.
Fake fan.
I think I actually put this track in the Sonic Shuffle recording of it.
Fake fan.
Just because I want. Yeah.
No, they were too busy finding music from every other video game.
Yeah.
My computer's not loading it right now. I probably shouldn't fuck with it. But I will tell you my opinion afterwards.
Yeah,
Incredible stuff. Do you think the fans, like, genuinely... They probably prefer... I feel like, in general, they prefer, like, the Japanese version of things, so I assume that's the same here, too. Maybe.
Alright, so... now I am going to read off the Sonic Retro entry on the story of this game.
So, Little Planet.
For 1
Little
month
Big
out of the year. Oh? Yeah.
Go ahead.
For 1 month out of the year, an enigmatic miniature celestial body called the Little Planet appears over the enormous Never Lake. Both a place of beauty and wonder, it is said that time moves freely on the planet, and the entire sceneries can change in a blink of an eye, all because of the mysterious secret they hold, the 7 mystical time stones. It is said that whoever possesses these gems will be able to freely move through time, just as the surface of the Little Planet does. Almost expectedly, the news of such a place grabs the attention of Dr. Eggman, the mad genius who desires nothing more than world domination. Journeying to the Little Planet, Eggman immediately begins turning it into his personal fortress, littering the landscape with his mechanical genius, powered not by animals, but by the essence of flowers. He sets his army to tear the planet apart so he can claim the time stones for himself. As fate would have it, Sonic the Hedgehog, the speedy blue blur who had stopped Eggman time and again, was also intending on seeing the small miracle planet, oblivious to the fact that Eggman had already beaten him to the locale. Learning of the news that Sonic was fast approaching, Eggman only smiled, excited to put his latest and greatest invention up against the Hedgehog, confident that he would finally be able to defeat his arch-enemy once and for all. Arriving at Never Lake, Sonic immediately could tell that something was amiss. The Little Planet, which should have been a shining example of natural beauty, was instead covered in a mechanical wasteland, visible from the distance he was at. Seeing that the small planet was tethered to the Earth's surface, Sonic examined the mountainside the chain was connected to, recognized the visage etched on its surface. With the image of Eggman's face smiling at him, Sonic confirmed what he was already expecting. Jumping onto the chain, Sonic quickly darted up, speeding towards the surface of the Little Planet and preparing to face Eggman once more. What might have otherwise been a simple fight against genius scientist was immediately complicated by another layer that Sonic only discovered once he set foot in Palm Tree Panic. Amy Rose, Sonic's biggest fan and self-proclaimed girlfriend, had been doing what she often did, playing around with her tarot cards in an attempt to look into the future. The cards telling her that she had a destined encounter with Sonic at Never Lake. She journeyed herself to the little planet, immediately becoming excited when she spotted her blue idol. None too pleased with Amy's appearance, she may have been nothing more than a slight bother if not for Eggman's intervention. At the outskirts of Collision Chaos, Sonic received his first glimpse of Metal Sonic, a robotic duplicate that Eggman created specifically to counter Sonic's every move. In the blink of an eye, the robot snatched up Amy, disappearing into the horizon. Now Sonic must not only stop Dr. Eggman and grab the Time Stones before he does, but save Amy Rose from the clutches of his metallic doppelganger. And there's a little quote here. I think it might be on the box art. "No problem. With a little courage, you can do anything." Also, yeah, this is the first ever appearance of Amy.
What about this version? What about Metal Sonic? Is this the first time Metal Sonic shows up too?
Yeah, this is the first time
version.
of the... Yeah, this is the first time this version of Metal Sonic shows up. This version is essentially like the official version of Metal Sonic, the one that everything going forward, like after 3 and Knuckles uses. Like if people are talking about Metal Sonic, they're talking about this guy.
Yeah.
Talking about this cool dude.
I recognize him from Sonic Adventure 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's when I first read self-proclaimed girlfriend, I was like, he proclaimed it, but I'm like, no, obviously she's proclaiming herself as his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like always.
Yeah. Let's see. So let's break down these stages.
They're not
first
zones.
Stage, yeah, yeah, they all generally, most but not all of them have like an alliteration to them.
Yeah, it's like collision, chaos,
mm-hmm.
quartz, something with quartz. They both have Q, but I don't remember.
Yeah. The first stage is Palm Tree Panic. This is, your green level. Your Green Hill style level. A notable thing is, very early on, there's, this set piece where you're running, and then, the ramp you're running on goes from facing, perpendicular to the player to, going up, so it's almost like Sonic's running in 3D.
Yeah, that was really cool.
For this, I'll just sort of explain, the past, present, and future version. So, the present version, which you start in, is full of green plants. It's your average starting stage. In the past, it's got more of a prehistoric look to it. The color palette's all lighter. There's a lot of less development in the technology or the land. In the bad future, it's rusted and ruined, and there's basically no green left. It's all dead plants, robot trees, pollution. I think even the badniks in the bad future don't work as well because they're so broken down.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems counterproductive to what Eggman wants.
He's not that good
Yeah.
at this.
I mean, this is the future Eggman wants, I guess.
Right. That's why I'm like surprised though that they work better in the future he doesn't want or whatever.
Yeah. In the good future, however, things are peaceful. There's like technology that like helps the nature. Like there's like sprinklers and like and stuff like that. Also I think in like the good future versions there's no enemies.
Oh, I didn't clock that somehow.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Yeah, I think it's just the stage.
Yeah.
I like that the enemies in this one are they're powered by flowers.
Yeah. Yeah, when you hit them, instead of like turning it to an animal that pops out, it's a flower.
It just grows.
Eggman roboticized some flowers.
Stage 2. Collision Chaos. Oh, wait, I forgot to talk about the boss. So,
Collision
the boss...
Chaos.
Yeah, so... The boss of Palm Tree Panic is like Eggman in this weird sort of like walker. Depending on... Oh, another thing about like the good and bad future versions of the boss fights is that they are easier in the good future. So like Eggman might have like some bumpers going on, or might have like spikes in the bad future. It's named... Oh, huh. This one actually has a name. The rest don't, but this one does. It's the Egg HVC001. Yeah.
Weird that this is the only one with a name.
Yeah, the rest don't have names except for Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic has a name. So. Oh, also the good future is like pink for some reason. And the bad future is red.
Pink is good.
Okay,
Amy is
here's
pink.
some lore. Here's some lore theorizing. If this takes place before Sonic 2, this is Eggman's prototype to the Eggman robot, his
Ooh.
Gundam.
Oh.
This is just
That's
some
why he gave
theory
it a name.
crafting. Yeah.
Eggman Gundam.
So, next stage, Collision Chaos.
Collision Chows.
Yeah, Collision Chows. It's pink. It's all pinball-y. And the level opens with you, like, running into Amy Rose, and, like, she'll follow you around, and if you stand still, she'll kiss you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can't really show it with the advanced power of the Sega CD, but, like, she stands next to you, and there's, like, I think, like, little hearts hovering above her.
Yeah, it's a pretty clear implication.
Yeah. So, in the present, it's, like, very neon. In the past, it's still under construction. There's not as many signs, there's more nature. There are, like, construction girders everywhere, too. Oh, fuck, I forgot to say, like, when Amy Rose is following you around in the first stage, she quickly gets kidnapped by Metal Sonic, who you are now after for the rest of the game, essentially.
She's the damsel in distress.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't... This Amy does not get to do anything cool.
This Amy does not have a big hammer.
Which is a shame, because I like this Amy's design.
Yeah. She's got more of, like... She's got, like, a whole different aesthetic. It's sort of almost like matches up with Collision Chaos, like green shirt, orange skirt. It's nice. The bad future, as always, is rusted and ruined. And the good future has mechanical pumps and stuff like that. That's the gist of this one. I don't have anything else to say. It can be. There's lots of bumpers. The boss is like a pinball stage. That's probably the most interesting thing to talk about, because
yeah,
you essentially have Sonic rolling around in this almost pinball-like arena, just trying to get up to Eggman to hit him.
There's also voice acting in this, I should say.
Oh, right.
I just remembered.
Yeah, so...
Because he taunts you during the pinball boss.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that before. Wow.
It's not the clearest.
Yeah, it's quiet under the music, but
it's still a voice.
He does sit there and basically just taunt you.
Cool. Let's see. So what else about this stage? Yeah, that's sort of it.
Yeah, it's just your casino stage. I feel like a lot of Sonics have that.
Yeah.
Spinball, pinball.
Yeah, Sonic likes the casino.
Yeah. The third stage is Tidal Tempest. It's your labyrinth zone. It's got one of the gimmicks is rising and lowering water levels and these corks. Labyrinth Zone has something similar, actually. It's basically Labyrinth Zone 2.
Lots of water.
Yeah.
And Sonic does not care.
Yeah. The present version is more like Ruinsy, or the past version is more like Ruinsy than the present. And the good future is basically a big aquarium.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
The water just seems to slow you down. It doesn't drown you or anything.
Oh, yeah. The water is different in this one.
Because even in games where he's not, allergic to water, he still, drowns, doesn't he?
Oh, fuck. I forgot another thing I needed to note, which is... so, the original version came out on the Sega CD. There was later a port in the mid-2000s on the Sonic Gems collection, along with Sonic R and Sonic the Fighters, and a bunch of Game Gear games. And then, in the early 2010s, Christian Whitehead, aka the Taxman, aka one of the lead developers of Sonic Mania, basically went out of his way to get this remake made, which just heavily improved on everything, just made it a lot more playable. One of the problems with a Sonic CD is, there's a lot of, hard corners that make it bad for, rolling around and stuff. But it gets all smoothed out in the Christian Whitehead version. You can unlock Tails as as an alternate playable character, and he can fly in that one. You can also have the more modernized version of the Spin Dash. Yeah.
Because I was surprised that, when I looked up, I was like, oh, there's no Tails mention. It's because we watched the 2011 version.
Let's see. The boss of Tidal Tempest. It's sort of like a variant of the Metropolis Zone boss from 2. So, Eggman is like surrounded in air bubbles, and you have to like get through them to like hit him. And there's like a sort of like balance of challenge here, because like, yeah, you've got the bubbles, but the more you get rid of to attack him, the less you have to breathe to get through the stage or the fight. So it's sort of like you gotta like ration it out, you know?
Oh, there is breathing.
Yeah.
Okay, the person just did a good job of not losing
Yeah, they
breath.
just yeah. The next stage is Quartz Quadrant. Quartz Quadrant is it's a bunch of caves. There's gemstones everywhere. The past version is more primitive. The future versions have more tech in them. Both the past and the bad future have more of like a green palette to them, whereas the present and good future versions have more of like purples and greens and stuff. Yeah, okay. The boss is... Oh, what is the deal with... Oh, I remember this boss. So, basically what happens is... You just... You get, like, put on a conveyor belt, and Eggman's, like, on the other side. And you basically have to outrun these... You have to, like... You're, like, constantly running so you don't get hit by these spikes in the back, and you have to, like, jump over and under these, like, obstacles. It's a fun... I think it's a neat design. Like, the further you run, like, the more the thing Eggman's on, like, goes down, and eventually he'll just be forced to run away and turn off the thing.
He just keeps running. He keeps running away.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to, because I'm like skimming the video like as we're talking about them too. I wanted to ask about, so like obviously he has to run past the sign to like do future and past, but he also has to like be between springs or
oh yeah.
Like, so it's weird. Like he has to do
oh
that.
Yeah, this
and
one
then
has
you get,
like a gimmick where
Is this not in the original or something?
No, it's in both versions. There's like springs that take you to like the background and foreground. I kind of forgot about those. I thought they were in a later stage.
Oh, that's just in this stage. I'm sorry, I was thinking of like how you have to do some stuff in order to actually activate going in the past and future, like after you pass by the sign. You don't just like automatically do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what causes it? I thought it was the springs. Do you know what I'm talking about? I feel like I'm not explaining myself very well.
So the next stage is Wacky Workbench. This is the worst stage in the game. The floor has like these super... The floor is like super springy, and it just like keeps sending you up to the beginning. You have to like navigate around it, and it's just a huge pain in the ass, because like if you fuck up and hit the floor, you get sprung back up, and you gotta go around these obstacles and stuff. It's very tedious.
Yeah, it looks deeply annoying to play.
I think the boss also uses it. I don't know. I've said that all that need. I don't know what the deal with this stage is. It's like, it's like some weird factory, but I don't know. Yeah, it's basically a big factory. Officially, that's what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
I don't know what it's making. I don't think it's making pollution. It might be making robots.
Well, Robotnik needs to go back on the drawing board for this one. Bad stage.
The next stage is Stardust Speedway. This is sort of the stage people remember. It's like way more built around like running around fun paths. There's more loops. It lets you go fast, and that's kind of what makes it memorable. The past version is like green and full of vines. The future one is like more of a carnival. The present has like all of these like musical horns everywhere. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Oh, I just have to read this from Sonic Retro. This round has a lot of music-related things and is bustling with life. Lots of wacky things can happen here in the noisy highways.
It has a lot of things going on.
A
Yeah.
lot of things are happening all the time.
There's also like this big statue of Eggman that looms in the background. It's like bigger and more noticeable in the bad future, and it's gone in the good future. The boss of this one is a special one, because it's Metal Sonic.
Hey.
The way you fight him is you have to like run this like high-speed course and beat him in a race. He does all this like bullshit stuff that makes him hard to, like, you can't hit him, but he can hit you. You see, the thing about fighting Metal Sonic in video games is you know everything he's going to do, but he knows everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
Strange. Yeah, he looks incredibly annoying to fight because sometimes he just slows down so you get ahead, and then he just zooms by with electric powers just to hit you.
The music that plays in like the boss fight, especially like Bad Future, fucking whips ass. I love it. There's an even better version in Sonic Generations. I fucking love this song.
So, okay, I was looking up stuff. So this is in Sonic Generations, but it's also in Sonic Mania? Or, like, not...
Yeah, it's in Sonic Mania.
Yeah, Stardust Speedway's
Like, literally Stardust Speedway's in Sonic Mania. Like, a big thing about it is, like, they, like, bring back older stages and remix them.
It
so,
also,
like...
it has the signs in them, even.
Yeah, like, at certain points in the stage, you, like, have to run past a past or future sign, and you go to the past or future version of it. The past version has, like, these monster plants, and the boss is, like, it's Metal Sonic, and you're, like, racing him, and at the end, it's, like, Eggman with, like, these... It's like, at the end, Metal Sonic is piloting a robot themselves, and sends out little Metal Sonics to attack you. It's amazing.
That's just in Mania, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's in the Mania version.
Okay, I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah. You can also... There's also a recreation of this in Sonic Generations, which has my favorite version of the song. And... yeah, that's the gist of it. So there's one last zone. It's Metallic Madness. Metallic Madness has this weird, like, rap sample in the song theme. Let me just link that and pipe it in, because holy shit, it's weird. And also, I might just include a chunk of silence so people can hear this.
Song fucking rules.
Yeah.
It goes hard.
I know there's like fan theories that this singer is supposed to be Eggman talking to Sonic, but I don't know what he's saying. And actually, Sonic Retro, you're a very veritable source of information on this. Can you tell me about the Metallic Madness theme?
A weird choice. I want Eggman to rap to me.
Yeah.
I want Eggman to drop that album.
Let's see, I'm gonna look this up. Sonic CD voice sample.
Also, I realized I was asking about the time warps when I was talking about the springboards. I just worded it very poorly because some of the time warps look different.
I cannot find any information on this. It seems to mostly just be conjecture.
But it is a very funny thing.
Here's what someone on aminoapps.com thinks the lyrics are. Because this is the first thing I could find.
Oh my god.
Incredible stuff. Let's do
Check the rhymes, check the straps, and I'm back, yeah. Roll out the door straight up, storm the castle. I'm a black belt, I have no fatigue. Out of my way, naughty egg, you could see the crew in it. Check out my moves, check out my speed. How's that feeling? Going fast with these jacks in my feet. I live in the fast track, but you're getting in my way. I carry hay, get the na.
Wait, isn't this Sonic talking? It sounds like Sonic talking to Eggman. I thought you said Eggman talking to Sonic. Because he's like, I go fast. You stinky, dirty egg, man.
I love how Eggman called himself a black belt.
Yeah. I mean...
Another thing I'm reading here is
Sonic.
like, you can't do anything, so don't even try, which is a reference to like the Japanese song, which is Toot Toot Sonic Warrior, forever in your mind. Nothing can survive the will to stay alive, because if you try, you can do anything. In The Bad Future of Metallic Madness, it's, you can't do anything, so don't even try. Get some help. Don't do what Sonic does. Sonic, dead or alive, is mine.
Okay, now it sounds like
Oh
Eggman.
my god.
Now it sounds like Eggman. But for a little bit there, it sounded like Sonic talking. Am I wrong? Like, cause...
Yeah. Yeah, like, the one I pulled up on Amino sounds... Maybe it's different samples in different versions. Like, maybe the Sonic one's in present. Maybe the Robotnik one's in Bad Future.
I like that it's like, stop it.
Yeah, so...
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop
That's
it.
not what it says.
Get some help.
Get some help.
Get some help.
Stop it.
Sonic, go get some therapy.
Sonic needs therapy.
Yeah, one of the gimmicks in this level is like, there's like these shrink rays that turn Sonic into like a tiny Sonic, and you have to go through like more narrow corridors and then get blasted back to normal size.
He turns into a little man.
Yeah.
Micro time. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Like I've said what the whole situation is before with past future and past, present, and future. Past is under construction, bad future is in ruins, good future is ecofuturism.
Damn, we could all learn a little bit from Sonic's good future.
Yeah.
Sonic CD was trying to tell us a message.
Sonic CD doesn't say become a Luddite. Sonic CD says technology can help us, and it can, if it's properly used by the right people.
But it won't be. Sorry.
No.
I sound like a Luddite.
We live in the bad future.
We live in the bad future. We live in a society.
We're in the bad place. This is the bad place.
Mm-hmm. The final boss is like Eggman on this like he's in like this little pod that has this like these like windmill blades or whatever on it, and the further you attack them, the more they break off. It can be a real pain, but it's not. But as far as like final bosses go, it's not very hard.
I'm telling you, windmills are dangerous.
We've learned
they make too much noise.
We learned from our very strong and very wet president that windmills will kill you.
Windmills are dangerous.
Windmills are dangerous.
They can kill a bird. And then you get fucking arrested for killing an eagle. I listened to the HKIM episode recently. I did not know he talked about a fucking eagle.
It's a banger.
Okay, I'm sorry. We can't talk about this now, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about being arrested because you killed an eagle. I'm thinking about it.
Oh, also before the final boss is the actual hard part, which is that there's like these three little like robots that shoot lasers at you, and they're very hard to hit, but you have to hit all three of them to progress. So yeah, the ending of the game is Sonic rescuing Amy and taking her off of Little Planet, which has been freed from Eggman's grasp. Depending on if you get the good ending or the bad ending, Eggman flies away with one of the emerald or time stones. Sorry, this is a different game with different magical rocks.
They're essentially emeralds. They're essentially fucking chaos emeralds. Come on.
Yeah,
they're completely different.
And like Sonic will like throw a rock at him and blow him up.
Sonic will kill Eggman instantly.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then there's like this neat little like collage almost of like all the different of like animated like literalizations of all the stages Sonic went through, like Sonic like running around fighting the enemies, racing Metal Sonic. It's a good cinematic. And if you get the good ending, there's like these flowers that like shine everywhere on the ground outside Little Planet. So yeah, that is Sonic CD. So I might cut this out, but if I don't, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Do you want me to read out the lyrics of You Can Do Anything in Sonic Boom?
How long are they? Like, I feel like it repeats, right?
Yeah.
It's probably okay.
I'm like,
yeah, let's hear them.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you like hear it back later and you're like, you can always cut it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You have the power.
So, listeners, we have a special post-game segment. I was gonna save this for like when we got to the next Sonic Adventure episode, but this came first, so we might do it here instead. Sonic songs are full of lyrical tracks, and these lyrical tracks can say a lot about the characters and the world they live in.
Says a
So
lot
I thought
about
I'd
the facts and the characters and the themes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd like to read out the lyrics to Sonic Boom and You Can Do Anything, the two theme songs of a Sonic CD. So I'll start with Sonic Boom. If you're strong, you can fly. You can reach the other side of the rainbow. It's alright. Take a chance. Because there is no circumstance that you can't handle when you use your mind. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. Trouble keeps you running faster. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. Save the planet from disaster. From the dark to the light, it's a supersonic flight. Gotta keep it going. And then it just repeats the chorus. So, on to the next one. Now, You Can't Do Anything is... I used to hate it, but it's so wild, I kind of love it. I used to hate it just because it wasn't Sonic Boom. But this one... So, like, there are licensing issues, so, like, it's... So, because, like, they got... what's the deal with this song? You Can't Do Anything, which is known by many as Toot Toot Sonic Warrior, has lyrics sung by Keiko Utoku. And I'll just read this off. 10-10, you can go again. 9-9, don't fall behind. 8-8, say, don't be late. 7-7, destination heaven. 6-5, stay alive. 4-3, now it's you and me. 2-1, we're gonna have fun. Say blast off, hey. Excalibur, it's not that far.
Hey.
What do you make? Give and take. Going home, time zone. Check out Egg, he's never alone. Leather and lace, getting in place. What do you get? Say, fast jet. Doom room, cosmic zoom. Heads up, Jake, it's Sonic Boom. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. Your hour is near at hand. You've got the power to save the land. Take a little chance, slip on through. You gotta survive no matter what you do. You gotta do for you. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. The power is in your mind. To shake the planets and conquer time. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. Deep in space and time. Toot Toot Sonic Warrior. Forever in your mind. Nothing can survive the will to stay alive. 'Cause if you try, you can do anything. Yeah.
Time zone.
Who is Jake, and why do they talk about leather and lace?
Who knows?
Fucking love this. How stupid it is. But you can do anything if you set your mind to it, and that's a good moral for children playing the video game. Yeah, so that's all we have to say on the game. So let's get into some asks.
Let's get them questions.
Let's ask that, baby.
If you want to send in a question, you can either message us at ShuffleSonic on Twitter, or you can ask a question anytime at your leisure on our Discord, which is linked in the show notes of every episode, and on our Twitter at ShuffleSonic. So this week we asked about Sonic CD, and our Twitter question comes from Violet, friend of the show, at Kitty Cat Herder, Stranger's Fiction co-host. If you had a soundtrack for this present, a worst timeline present, and a best timeline present, what would those songs be like?
I feel like I need to read the question.
I'm gonna say... I think I know what I want for the different versions. I just need to think of what the song to pick.
Yeah. Song would I pick?
For this present. Like,
yeah.
In our real life?
Yeah. What's your real life struggle time song?
I mean, I don't know if I can think of a whole ass soundtrack other than, like, I guess, like, a song. This is a hard question. Because I just want to go for a song that's stuck in my head, which...
One Bad Spook and She Do What I Yonky is definitely the best timeline song.
So,
it's One Bad Goop.
Yeah,
it's not One Bad Spook.
Yeah, no, I said it, and then my brain immediately went, you made a mistake, and I was hoping no one else would listen.
I was like, wait, isn't that your Twitter name?
Yeah, no, I made a mistake, and I was hoping everyone would simply ignore it. I was wrong.
I didn't know that was your Twitter username. I know that for the different versions, I want a Nightcore remix for the Good Future, and like some sort of Death Grips Doomcore remix for the Bad Future.
Maybe so
it's
right.
One Bad Goop.
You're so right. Like whatever song it is.
Nightcore of One Bad Goop.
One Bad Goop is already like
imagine if it was faster though.
Oh god, the Nightcore version would hurt my ears so much. Because it's already like high pitched. Oh my god.
Think about it though.
I just have songs on this. I was listening to songs off this like playlist, non-binary playlist, and I'm like, I guess it would be that. Songs off that. And then like the fucking emo version for the fucking Bad Future. And then I don't know, happy, cheerful. I guess Nightcore. I guess it gotta be Nightcore. That's the easiest
or happy
way to
hardcore.
Hardcore.
That's it for Twitter questions. So on our Discord, we got 5 questions. Our first question comes from James the Cat Girl. If you could travel through time using the power of Persona, what game would you have your Persona be put in retroactively, and why would Bob and George hate you for it?
I don't know who Bob and George are.
Oh.
I know who they are, but I lack the context to get the rest of the joke. So Bob and George is like this old Mega Man comic from like the 2000s. It was like, it popularized like this one fan theory that Zero killed everyone in the classic timeline between Classic and X. I think A game to put my persona in retroactively. I mean, on one hand, I could go with a Sonic game, but I think it would be really funny if in the if I put my persona in like Fallout 2 or Fallout New Vegas.
Put my persona in as a Greek god in Hades. It makes no sense because everyone else is a person, but mine's a persona.
That works.
It looks great. It doesn't stick out at all.
Yeah, they're gods. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
That also means you have to rewrite history, though, I think.
It's fine.
Because they're all based on Greek gods. But it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a persona, so I don't know.
Yeah. It kind of leaves you out. Do you have a cool OC?
No.
That you want to insert?
No, I'm not creative.
Okay.
I am so sorry.
Or yourself? You want to insert yourself into a game?
Yeah, insert me into the Pokemon world so I can have a goddamn Totodile already.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Being the Dynamite, Barrier Trio asks, "You're moving to Little Planet. Where are you living?"
The Eco Good Future.
I
know that's not a place. That is a time. But it seems like it's very flexible on this planet.
I want to live in the Quartz Good Future. I want to live in some broken down ruins.
Yeah, I'm gonna live in Stardust Speedway. With all of the weird instrument stuff.
With all the funny instruments things.
I was thinking either, yes, the Stardust Speedway, although it'd be like a highway, right? Or either that one or like the first stage, just because it's pretty.
Oh yeah, Palm Tree Panic would be nice to live in.
Yeah.
It'd be chill, I feel like, compared to some of the other ones.
Flutterdark asks, since I think this is the one where Amy has a different design, which do you like more? This one or her later one?
I kind of like this one more.
I think I like this one more. I don't know if it's just because, like, her current design is just, like, a little too much pink or something. I think, like, it looks fine. I think it would look better if, like, she had different colored clothes. If she was, like, a pink hedgehog and had different colored clothes. But I also think I like it.
No, sorry, you can keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think I also like that the Sonic CD Amy has tarot cards. I feel like they could have expanded upon that if they, like, carried that through her character. That she, like, was, like, a funny, like, she had, like, some fun magic-y stuff. Although I do like her hammer, but whatever.
Yeah, some stuff has the tarot cards in it to a certain extent. I think, I think some of the comics reference it, and I know it's in Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood as one of her attacks.
Ooh. Didn't know that.
Yeah, I like Classic Amy. I know one of the other names for her is, like, Rosie the Rascal. I don't know what the deal with that is, though.
She's Rascal.
Also, like, Amy Rose. I mean, they probably just went with that.
Drashura asks, do you prefer the Japanese/European or the US soundtrack?
Well, I've only heard the Japanese, so I'll say that one.
Yeah, same.
I've listened to both, and I just lean more towards Japanese soundtrack. Keith the Mouse asks, how would you cope if you were stuck in a repeating infinite time loop, and the only way to escape it was to collect the 7 gems from an impossible-to-navigate 3D level?
I would die.
I'd simply wouldn't. I wouldn't cope is
simply
the
wouldn't.
thing.
I guess at a certain point, if it was like my life, then like, I guess it's either do it or die. I don't know.
Well, at least I know what
if I'm
futures
in-
I could possibly end in. There are 3 of them. Get used to the 3 futures I have to deal with.
I mean, if I'm in an infinite time loop, I have infinite time, so I guess I can just keep practicing until I finally get it.
True.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not put on my
yeah.
shoulders ever, though.
Yeah. That's it for questions. So let's roll for next week.
Rolling.
Getting myself ready. Oh, this is one we haven't done. We rolled a 6.
Oh?
6 is SatAM.
Oh.
It's the one continuity we haven't gotten to yet.
Oh.
So I guess we'll watch the first 2 episodes of SatAM.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah. So, let me see. How should I order this? Should we go individual credits or noise space then individual?
Probably. You probably got all this out, but I mean, I don't know.
We can
I was
probably do
thinking we
noise
could do...
space as we're doing like the podcasts like Twitter and everything.
Yeah, that might work. So I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. You can find all those places at linktr.ee/Mike_Dawson with a 0. From there, you can find my Twitter. You can find the other podcasts I do, which include Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. Morg was actually on an episode recently, and you will be able to hear it by the time you hear this.
Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
GX good.
Good shit.
I'm hearing GX
yeah,
good.
GX wits. We're halfway through the first season. Next is an arc that I'm really looking forward to.
Y'all are gonna be in GX for the rest of your lives. It's so long.
Yeah. Let's see. You can listen to Stranger's Fiction, an actual play podcast focused on one-shots. We're recording an episode the day after this recording, but I don't know when that'll be going up. So instead, I will mention the latest episode, which is session 0 of a canceled masks campaign. The first 2 episodes are on there too. Or I think. Yeah, I'm on that one. I talk about my character that I made, who was what was his name? Mindflower, a psychic kid. And you can visit at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. At the time this is being recorded, it is a day away from the Triple Crown weekend I mentioned before. But instead of mentioning that, because it'll have already been passed by the time this goes up, let me see. Happy Purim, Xbox. So, Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. There you'll also find my other podcast, Departure Lounge, an airplane-based X-Hunter podcast where I watch it for the first time and my 2 co-hosts watch it again. And then you can hear me on the aforementioned Pot of Greed for an episode, and it was good. Devon.
You can find me on Twitter at Grooving Ghastly, and you can find also a Hunter x Hunter podcast that I run with two of my other hosts. We kind of go through it all after watching it. Our one host, Sky, has seen like maybe half of it, so we're soon getting into territory where they have no idea what's going on, which should be fun and interesting. But you can find that at Gone Will Hunting at Twitter. And yeah, that's it for me.
All right. So you can find us at Shuffle Sonic on Twitter, or at our Discord, which is linked in the episode, or, and because I forgot to mention this the last 2 episodes, you can find us at noisespace.xyz.
Woo, we're finally a Noise Space podcast.
Yeah. There's all sorts of great Noise Space podcasts you can listen to. It's run, which include Kamurocho Radio, a Yakuza podcast. They're about to start Yakuza 2. You can listen to Kid Nation, a Kid Nation podcast. You can listen to Henry Kissinger. Is Pokemon going to die? Not a threat, just a fact.
I referenced it earlier, and they had a banger of an episode recently.
Yeah, they recently came back to do Nintendo 64, where we talked about 64 of the greatest moments of our wet president and ranked our wet former president and ranked them up against each other. You can listen to Night Marinera, a creepypasta podcast. You can listen to Kyle XY, a Kyle XY podcast. Yeah. There's lots of good podcasts on there. Maybe I'll just shout one out each time. Maybe I'll dig into that could be fun. Yeah. As always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
Sonic is the only blue live that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
You can fly, you can reach the other side. It's alright, take a chance, 'cause there is no circumstance that you can't handle. When you use your mind, Mr. Fast, got it good, but this ain't his neighborhood, he's taking over. No. Time is now, he can hide, find the power deep inside and make it happen. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Gonna keep you running faster. Save the planet from disaster.